When I bought the car in 2015, I thought that the car was perfect as is. I don't need to mod it, it was going to be my daily, and that's all it ever was going to be. Eight years later, 3 track days, and a few roll races in, my car has become more than just my daily driver. After my first ever track day in 2019, I decided I wanted to keep doing this. I want to keep racing. I wanted to be faster. My immediate goal was to get a faster time on the next track day. In this episode, I'll talk through my track journey so far, in the pursuit to becoming fast. Let's go, guys. Luddenham Raceway, located in Sydney's west, is a circuit that starts and ends on the main straight. The track is 1.4 kilometres or 0.87 miles in length. Cornering entries and exits are the name of the game here. Drivers are split into the following groups: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. Each group gets a track time of 15 minutes per session, and the groups are cycled between 9 AM to 4 PM. Accompanying me in the beginners group were my cousin Mark's stock Renault Clio and my other cousin Jose's 300 kilowatt to the wheel WRX STi. From what I heard with WRX STIs, braking early is ideal so that we can power out of corners earlier, so I had this in mind when racing here. During this time, the car was set up with the following modifications: DBA T3 front rotors and DBA T2 rear rotors, Cusco front strut tower bar, Perrin lightweight crank pulley, Kobe Motorsport silicone turbo inlet, NVIDIA Q300 turbo back exhaust, Process West cold air intake, Zaytronics flex fuel kit, and the following modifications as well. This was the first time I ever went to any track, and the first time I had driven the car outside the confines of daily driving, aka I was a racing noob. The speed was exhilarating. You can actually test the limits of your car right here. Oh, what a feeling. We managed to run 37 laps on the day, and my fastest time was 1 minute and 23 milliseconds. This time wasn't too bad, but it wasn't good either, considering the car was making 235 kilowatts at the wheels and 750 newton meters of torque, with a flex tune running E85 at the time. Overall, I felt I was not too confident with cornering. My body was moving way too much during corners, and the car's handling felt like it could do with some improvements.
Continuous recording will now start.
3 years have passed, which has given me some time to procure and install some parts I thought would make my next track day session better than the last. Better brake pads, with the Hawk Performance HPS 5.0s for the front and rears. Cusco brake cylinder stopper for better braking feel. Cobb short shifter kit, upgraded from stock suspension to the MCA Pro Comfort coilovers. I'll come back to this a little later on in the video. Upgraded the stock top mount to a Process West top mount intercooler. Installed the GFB Mark II recirculating valve. Invested in a Process West oil cooler kit. Upgraded to Michelin PS5s. Replaced the stock unequal length headers to the Killer Bee equal length Holy headers. And installed the following parts as well. Due to the recent list of modifications, the car was also retuned by Ichiban, making 220 kilowatts at the wheels and 724 Newton meters of torque on E85. Yeah, this is slightly lower than my previous tune, but I hear the Ichiban dyno reads low, and the car actually does feel faster and more responsive than the previous tune. Oh yeah, our beginner group found a new member that day. My friend Steven and his stock 86 has joined the fray. Although starting the day full of ambition, my attitude towards the day was lacking. I definitely took this day for granted. Laziness had prevailed. Remember my new MCA callovers? Yeah, well I didn't even bother adjusting them. Didn't check or adjust tyre pressures either. Pretty much kept them as is from driving the car from home to the track. I'll be straight with you guys. This footage on now isn't even from the 2022 track day. It was more footage from the 2019 session because I couldn't be bothered filming. If you can hear, the Subi rumble is still there. Definitely missed that Subi rumble. We ended up only performing 24 laps. The weather was getting a bit hotter. We were massively playing it safe with heat managing our cars. Even with my subpar attitude and lack of adjustments, I managed to do a 58-second lap. This was my new PB, shaving almost 2 seconds from the time I made in 2019. As soon as I hit this time, I was so happy that I stopped racing for the day. The MCA callovers, even though not at optimum settings, the equal length headers upgrade and tune, and the experience I had gained the second time round played a massive role to my new PB. I definitely feel most of the handling issues were fixed, and felt like the majority of improvement came from driver mod and becoming more comfortable and more aggressive. I know of one thing that could definitely help me get there. Our third and most recent track day here at Luddenham Raceway. Over the last year, I was able to purchase and install the Recaro Sportster seats, the answer to my driver mod prayers. This seat offers the best of both worlds, all the adjustability and comfort for a daily driver, and enough bolstering support to reduce body movement during track days. Other mods installed during this period included installing the Defi Advanced FD to monitor oil temp and oil pressure, coolant temp and fuel pressure, allowing me to set up oil and coolant temp thresholds so that it would beep when these thresholds were met, as well as the following mods. No mucking around that day. The dampening settings of my callovers have been set up for track. Tyre pressures set at 30 psi or close to it before every session. We pumped out 55 laps, double the amount from our last track day. I was able to do a 57:01, 1.73 seconds faster than my previous record, and 3.22 seconds faster than my very first record in 2019. 57 seconds, my new current PB. I was the fastest WRX, STi, and Subaru on the day. And man, I was happy and relieved. The mods, the learning, and the people that helped me get here, all worth it. But the time I got shows I could go faster. I can get a 56-second lap, surely, maybe even a high 55. So what's next? We'll definitely be back at Luddenham. The fellowship is not content and we want to improve on our times. For me, the goal of getting a time in the range of low 56 or high 55 seconds is ideal. I would probably try to visit Luddenham on a colder day too, as all of our sessions so far have been on warmer days. Also, yes, track can be fun, but understand your car's limits. not every track day is a smooth one, and accidents do happen. We'd also like to take a crack at other motorsports parks, such as Sydney Motorsports Park, and maybe Wakefield when that reopens. These parks are bigger than Luddenham, and provide more straights, which means more speed. Which could mean more mods? A bigger turbo perhaps? I guess you'll have to subscribe to see how this adventure pans out.